Academy campus with certificates for the top 3 finishers in each category, t-shirts for the first 600 finishers, and great raffle prizes. Registration is $10 per person, $6 per student 19 years and under, or $12 on race day. Register at the Academy of Our Lady of Guam Business Office, Royal Bix, Healthy Q, and Metro Pacific Media. You may also download forms at www.aolg.edu.gu. Call 477-8203 for more information. Proceeds to benefit the AOLG Scholarship and Tuition Assistance Fund. Brought to you by
KUAM TV8, your home for the 2018 Winter Olympics. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, a call into the governor claims to come from the Prime Minister of Ukraine. Turns out the call was a fake. Plus, a 5th allegation has been made accusing Archbishop Anthony Apron of clergy sexual abuse. And man-o-wars and box jellyfish have been washing up on shore. Carmen Salahi has more on what you need to know to stay safe when hitting the beach.
Half a day and good evening.
Was Governor Eddie Calvo duped by a group claiming to be with the Ukrainian Prime Minister's office? He took the phone call and even answered their questions.
The call happening in September during the height of the North Korean threat, but it's only today Guam Homeland Security officials are publicly confirming what happened and how they realized it was a hoax.
Hello, this is Governor Eddie Calvo.
The call was granted. Governor Calvo speaking over the phone in September of last year with who his office believed to be the Prime Minister of Ukraine. The caller sharing with Calvo about how they supply North Korea with the missiles.
That is unfortunate. And again, we're hopeful now that maybe the flow of any type of armaments to North Korea will be halted.
The conversation taking a different tone when the caller detailed how those weapons were of very poor quality and would not be able to reach Guam or anywhere in the U.S.
That is very good news. I'm glad that you've been able to be very clear that the technology and the capability of these missiles are insufficient for Guam.
Turns out the callers, a well-known Russian comedy duo, Vovin and Lexus. The pair are known for doing similar types of pranks to other leaders across the world. They published the conversation with Calvo online just this Tuesday. But how did the prank call actually make it all the way to the governor?
The email was requesting a phone call between the governor and supposedly the Ukrainian prime minister. So we set that up because it seemed like the email was legit.
Legit emails that apparently was enough for Charfus and the governor's chief of staff, Mark Calvo, to allow the call to occur. Charfus notes this was at a time when President Trump and the Ukrainian PM was at the United Nations and at a time when the island was dealing with the direct threat from the north. So at what point did they figure out it was a fake?
There was something off, funny about some of the things that were saying and requesting of the governor. They were talking about things like candy, selling candy to the North Koreans, defective missile parts that they sold to the North Koreans, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, that doesn't sound right.
Charfus says his agency, along with their federal counterparts, investigated the day the call was made and confirmed the hoax.
It's really sad that there's people that actually do these things. It just distracts from the actual stuff that we really need to work on for the security and safety of the public.
The administration decided not to take further action against the pranksters.
You can listen to the prank call in its entirety on our website, KUAM.com. Well, no doubt the ongoing tensions with North Korea have impacted the travel for our visitors, especially from Japan. Now, Guam has a tourism ambassador in former Japanese baseball star Kazutomo Miyamoto. Actually, the 13-year veteran calls Guam his second home. as he owns a house here. Speaking through an interpreter, the retired Yomiuri giant and current sports media personality says he's traveled here for years to train for baseball.
And then as a former player, he used to also come prior to that to do his personal training. And then since then, he's been always coming to Guam and for personal and also for training and also for their practice.
As a GVB ambassador, Miyamoto urges his fans in Japan to visit here, just as he's done for many years, both as a player and now as a part-time resident.
Proximity is really one of the positive things, as well as the warm weather that we have year-round. But for the families that have younger kids, he feels that Guam is such a great destination because of the short distance and the short time of the flight time that.
The Japanese sports celebrity was also on Guam last month to promote the United Guam Marathon for tying cable TV programs in Japan.
A new victim of clergy sexual abuse shares his story. 43-year-old Mark Mofnis Apron tells KUAM via a phone interview that he was raped by his uncle, Archbishop Anthony Apron, in the Chancery in 1990. He detailed the rape, telling KUAM, quote, "He pulled my pants down and bent me over the counter. I thought I was getting a spanking," end quote. He didn't tell anyone about the abuse, adding, quote, "My uncle being who he is, the Archbishop, I viewed him as a powerful man," end quote. Though he's yet to file a lawsuit with the courts, he has confirmed he is represented by attorney David Lujan. Coadjutor Archbishop Michael Burns, in a press release issued today, states he has alerted the Vatican of the newest case. If you recall, Apron underwent a canonical trial in Rome last year. Though church officials reported a verdict was reached, the results have yet to be made public. Apron was last seen in Fairfield, California, exactly 1 year ago. His local attorney, Jackie Terlaya, has maintained his innocence as well as motioned for the cases to be thrown out. Meanwhile, both Chief Judge Francis Tadingo Gatewood and Superior Court Judge Michael Bordalio will hold a joint status conference for all 150-plus clergy sexual abuse lawsuits next Tuesday. That hearing will take place in the federal court at 9:30 a.m.
He allegedly pulled the covers off a sleeping 12-year-old girl and touched her private parts. 50-year-old Joseph Liangara Akfaji is charged with second-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony. The victim didn't confront Akfaji but pretended to be asleep through the abuse. She told her mother later that day, who reported the incident to police.
He reportedly beat a woman known to him because she didn't cook dinner. 34-year-old Jonathan A.C. Borja is accused of punching the victim until she blacked out and hitting her in the forearm with a hammer. He was arrested and charged with family violence and aggravated assault, both as third-degree felonies, with a special allegation for possession and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony.
Caught on camera, 25-year-old Chris Perez Kalika Jr. was identified as the man seen at a virtual reality kiosk at GPO late last month, stealing $1,400 tablets. Kalika was arrested and charged with theft of property as a third-degree felony.
Additional jail time is unlikely for one of those accused in a scheme to smuggle in prison contraband. In court on Wednesday, Kiana Manabusan pleaded guilty to conspiracy to promote major prison contraband as a second-degree felony. Back in October, Manabusan and 4 others were arrested after a suspicious package was found at the Guam Memorial Hospital. The package contained a cell phone and SIM cards, which were intended to be delivered to the DepCorp facility. Manabusan's plea deal requires she provide substantial assistance to the government in order to receive a 3-year jail term with all but 90 days suspended. The court ordered she be released next Wednesday. That's when she will have completed that 90-day term. Her co-defendants, meanwhile, will return to court on January 23rd.
2 Department of Corrections officers fighting to get their jobs back will have to wait before the Civil Service Commission can hear their appeals. Shane Anthony Cruz and Jerry Hokog were fired late last year after being arrested in separate cases, charging them for their alleged part in smuggling contraband into the prison. During a status call conference, the commission decided to stay the case until the criminal matter is resolved first in the Superior Court. Another hearing has been set for April 10th.
They might be small, but their sting can pack quite the punch, especially when they come in groups. Man-o-wars and box jellyfish have been washing up on shore. Carmen Talahi has more on what beachgoers need to know.
You might have seen the stinging critters washed up on shore or swimming in our beaches, but that didn't keep Brent Tibbetts, a fisheries biologist with the Department of Agriculture, from snorkeling.
I'm about to go swimming today. I'm not worried about man-o-wars keeping me out of the water, but on the east side, I know they are showing up right now, and the east side would be a little more hazardous as far as they go.
It's box jellyfish and man-o-war season. The Department of Agriculture says the box jellyfish can be spotted from January 9th to the 11th, and the man-o-wars might be seen as late as February. In the past few days, both have been spotted on Guam's north to east coast, in beaches like Ipan and along just Pirates Cove.
Box jellies, nobody knows for sure why they get together, but the thought is it might be some sort of spawning gathering up. So they show up for a few days and then they go away again. The man-o-wars, being more passive, they kind of show up whenever the weather brings them here, and they're here until the weather changes.
And if you happen to find a man-o-war or a jellyfish while you're strolling along the beach, his advice, don't touch them. Even if they're dead, they still can sting.
For either one, if you get stung, the thing you should do is remove any tentacles that might be still stuck to you. It's very common for the tentacles to break off of the animal and stick to you. Remove them, usually a stick or a credit card or driver's license or something hard to scrape them off. Flush the stung area with a lot of salt water, not fresh water. And then if it still is painful, take aspirin or Tylenol or whatever you generally take for pain relief.
And his advice is solid advice, as the jellyfish do return in July. Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
If you spot a jellyfish or a man-o-war, notify the Department of Agriculture at 735-0289 or email guamfishinfo@gmail.com.
We'll stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
A year is made of more than just 365 days. It was each new connection, every show of support, and all your special moments. Happy New Year from your friends at IT&E.
2017 is rapidly coming to an end, and the big finish is on now. At Cars Plus in Mighty, get big year-end savings on a big selection of new 2017 Ram trucks, Jeep Wranglers, Dodge Challengers, and all Fiat models. Plus, buy from Cars Plus today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Big savings and 21 cents off per gallon with a Cars Plus value card when you buy during a big finish at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
At Coors, cold counts. That's why we lager, filter, and package cold for a cleaner, crisper taste. Because our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes, from caring for our land through the Adahi Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Hidus Ma'asi, Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back. She supports the decision Guam voters made in 2014 to legalize medicinal marijuana. Congresswoman Madeline Berdalio today responded to the letter from Grassroots Guam sent to her office on Tuesday. The group sharing concern after U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions reversed a memo that gives marijuana a pass in states where it's legal. The new guidance gives federal prosecutors more discretion in how they enforce the federal law. Berdalio stating, quote, "I do not believe that the federal government and specifically the Justice Department should implement regulations that supersede the express will of voters on this matter." She says she will work with her colleagues to ensure decisions are made at the local level.
An activist group is holding a candlelight vigil this weekend to draw attention to its bid to halt a live fire training range at Northwest Field.
The Pritehi Latex and Save Ritidian group is still hoping to protect what it calls a sacred, environmentally sensitive area. Nestor Lecanto reports.
In a news conference Wednesday, the group also released memos obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests, which it says document how the military was cited multiple times by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for environmental noncompliance. That's evidence, says spokesperson Sabina Perez, that the military can't be completely trusted to safeguard the environment.
We're seeing patterns of noncompliance, and the fact is that unless groups like ourselves seek this information, there's no accountability.
The group is also highly critical of Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo, who it says has not done enough to push back against the military over the firing range. And member Kelly Titano says they are drafting a response letter to her.
Rather than genuinely addressing the heart of the issues that we're bringing up, and we are continuing to bring up, instead in the responses, statements are twisted, strawman arguments are developed, and partial statements that hide the important aspects that we're trying to convey of what we're trying to protect, which are the truth, are then glossed over or covered up.
The group says the Ritidian Litexan Tailalo area is an important source for local medicinal plants used by traditional healers. They believe it's still not too late to seek a pause, but admit there has been no indication from DOD of any sort of 11th hour reprieve. The candlelight vigil is scheduled for 5:30 p.m. Sunday, January 14th at the Ritidian Overlook. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Efforts continue to get a more accurate count of the thousands of military veterans on Guam. Vice Speaker Therese Terlahi has come up with one way to gather more information on the Veterans Registry. Her bill requires Rev and Tax to pass on information about vets when they apply for waivers of driver's license or vehicle registration fees. Guam Veterans Affairs Administrator Joe Augustin explains why they need more accurate data on the vet population. Guam has long been known to have one of the highest per capita military enlistments. There are an estimated 24,000 veterans on Guam, but many remain unaccounted for. Some choose not to use any government services that require them to identify themselves as veterans. St. Augustine says they continue village outreach in further effort to build the Veterans Registry and validate the population.
Now with this week's Think Green, here's Carmen Talahi.
Think Green. Presented by GPA, bringing energy solutions to you.
It's easy to think green when it comes to air conditioning, and it's a double win when you buy a high energy efficiency machine from a certified store with GPA rebates.
The average unit cost right now for 9,000 is around $800, so less $200 for rebate. Actually, they're paying only $600 for the unit, and it's more efficient units, meaning they spend less on power.
They've been in the business for 11 years and counting. June Gigato, sales manager at Universal Air Supply, says all their units meet EPA requirements and can cut your power bill. But the average lifespan is 5 to 10 years, and common Guam problems like humidity and geckos makes proper maintenance a must.
The key to that one is also maintenance. You have to maintain your unit, just like cars. If you don't maintain it, even how good your car is, breaks down easily. With proper maintenance, you last.
There's no secret that Guam is hot, but Universal Air Supply is here to keep you a little bit cooler. With their energy saving program with GPA, you'll be able to save money and energy in the long run.
Basically, all stores are the same. The key there is price, of course, bottom line is price, the service. We make sure we have all the parts, especially those fast-moving parts. We make sure that we have that just in case somebody needs it. Unlike, not all companies has backup parts.
These parts, he says, are critical to the servicing and upkeep of your cooling system. For this week's Think Green, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
putting on a show to help celebrate those fighting to defend our freedom. Coordinators for this year's Marine Corps Ball reached out to Vault, a new locally owned club in Tumon, to help them raise money for the event. Here's Jason Padua, the owner of the club.
Absolutely no way that we weren't going to do it. So we decided on doing it. And Aurora Splits, who is our headliner, is actually an active duty Marine Corps, which will be our MC and our headliner for the night. And we do have another surprise. We have a active duty Air Force guy stationed here who's also doing a drag performance as well.
You can get in on the action at Vault to help raise money for the Marine Corps Ball. It's $10 at the door, and 100% of the money will be donated towards that cause. It's this Saturday. Doors open at 9 p.m. Vault is located in the alleyway near Mac and Marty's in Tumon.
Well, sports is next, but stick around. Weather.
Managing our wireless data used to drive my family crazy. But now that we've switched to GTA and get all that bonus data, we're spreading the love. You sure you don't mind the wait, honey?
Take your time. I'm good.
But we're missing the game.
Nope. I've got bonus data from GTA. Come and watch.
Love it.
Get 10 extra gigs of wireless data on every line every month when you bundle. Visit gta.net for more details.
Reduce your energy costs with GPA's Energy Sense program. Energy Sense provides cash rebates with the purchase of qualified energy-efficient air conditioners, washers, and dryers that help reduce your energy usage. Contact GPA today at 647-5787, 8 or 9 to learn more about Energy Sense and other ways to help reduce your monthly energy usage and save money by using energy more efficiently. For more Energy Sense saving ideas, visit GuamPowerAuthority.com or like us on Facebook. Energy Sense makes good sense.
I used to get bullied, but not anymore. It's all about holding your own. Any questions?
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We start the show off tonight with Jiu-Jitsu news. Submit 5 going down this Friday at the Dusitani. I sat down with founder Melker Manabusen to talk about how much the event has drawn attention from stateside and internationally. Check it out.
We have done a show in Dubai, and that has really opened up our international doors. A lot of top fighters around the world have emailed us, hit us up to when's our next show, when are we having one in California, when are we having one in New York, Florida, Ohio, Japan, Russia. So, the brand has a really good following right now.
Submit 5 going down this Friday at the Dusitani Guam Resort Convention Center, the submission-only event featuring some of the top grapplers putting in work in 20-minute time limit matches.
These are the same guys you basically will see at the Asia Open finals, the Marianas Open finals. So every bout here in Submit is all a final, whether it's from the blue belt to the brown belt level. A lot of these guys right now, they're already on their way to becoming black, you know, and some just got their brown belt. So this is it's a great platform, and it's a great time to maybe for them to test their skills if they're ready for that black, or you know, or welcoming them into the new brown belt level.
Tickets available at Coffee Slut in East Sagania, $30 for general and $50 for VIP.
All right, so we have the fastest submission, bout of the night, and best submission. So the fastest submission, obviously, it's by time. We're getting away from belts and medals. We want to get these guys nice cups. Each cup is $400 a cup, and they're very beautiful. You can eat a nice bowl of cereal in it.
Turning over to some basketball news, the Guam Basketball Confederation will be holding men's national team tryouts tomorrow at the Guam National Training Center in Teason. The tryout session will run from 7 to 9 p.m. GNOC residency rules are required. Players selected will represent Guam at the 2018 Micronesia Games held in Yap from July 15th through the 28th. For more information, contact Coach E.J. Calvo via email at ejcalvo@tpiguam.com. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
I had a dream. I walked into a dealership, picked out a new car, gave them no money, and they're letting me drive it for free the next 3 months. At Nissan Guam, your dream has become a reality during the premier year-end event. For the holidays, you can drive away a new Nissan with no money down and not make a payment for the next 3 months. It's on the house, no money down. We make your first 3 payments. Just sign and drive away. For details, stop by Nissan Upper Kumon or log on NissanGuam.com.
Say hello to the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Hot today.
This is Aubrey. She lives in the island of Rota. Aubrey works at the mayor's office. And as the mayor's go-to for programs, events, and outreach, she's got a lot on her plate. A typical week includes organizing events, sharing them as they happen, managing community programs, keeping the mayor updated, all while sparing time for the obligatory Ala Fruta. Wherever she is, Aubrey can keep Rota's community engaged and informed.
Gosh, just look at that view. Always fast, always clear.
When she calls here,
it's fast and clear.
When she shares here,
it's fast and clear.
When she streams here,
it's fast and clear. Everywhere fast, everywhere clear. With the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas, Docomo Pacific, better together.
Introducing McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu. With favorites for $1, like any size soft drink, or $2, like a sausage McGriddles, or $3 favorites, including Happy Meals. It's your menu. Use it to build the My Roommate Ate My Lunch meal, the Breakfast is on Me meal, or the Father and Son meal.
So you said 2 McChicken and a medium Sprite for only $3.
Exactly. It's your menu with your favorites. Build whatever meal you want. The all-new $1, $2, $3 menu from McDonald's.
Attention drivers, it's your last chance to save big during Triple J Auto Group's absolute year-end clearance. Get unbelievable savings on all remaining 2017s plus mini 2018s. Take advantage of our lowest prices of the year on Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $137 per paycheck, and used cars as low as $80 per paycheck. See PDN and post-print ad for details. Visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Celebrating today, happy birthday to Daniel L. Wustig, turning 63. With lots of love, your family and friends. Happy birthday, Mark and Justin Miranda Bersamin. Also, happy birthday to Steve Silk Baza. Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday.
And that's going to do it for us here in the news desk. Stay tuned. Extras next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. Thank you so much for watching. Cara Flores is a very dear friend of ours here, and she is this week's recipient of the Culture Club.
Kara Flores is the writer, director, and producer of Nihi, a local culturally focused children's television show that stemmed from her involvement with We Are Guahan. The organization fought fiercely to prevent the military from constructing a live-fire training range in the ancient Chamorro village of Paget. Flores produced a documentary on their plight.
Nihi really kind of came out of that. Like, it was the fight to save Paget, it was very heavy, and my daughter was, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 at the time, and I needed something light and something that we could succeed at. And so, and I really wanted my daughter to have a way to connect to our culture outside of this really heavy activism. And so my cousin and I put together a Nihi pilot using a grant that we received from KAHA in a spare room in